All right. Hey there, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Carly Smith. We are live with this weather update across our platforms, talking about the cold front moving through, the fog that we saw this morning. All of that information is what we're going to be talking about and how strong our winds are going to get. So we are live. I am now seeing myself and the way this microphone is looking. So we'll try to fix that. But anyway, hello everyone. I actually left my phone at home today, so I'm phoneless and I can't look at questions on Facebook because I need my phone to log into my Facebook. But I am watching live from YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, congratulations. Today is the day where you can post a comment on there and I'll answer it. So hopefully some people are watching from YouTube. And anyway, we will get started. So here is a look at the current map across Texas. So what I want to show you is how temperatures have changed. Right? So this was during first edition. At 6 a.m., it was 61 degrees in Austin, 66 in San Antonio. Austin by 7:30 fell to 55. San Antonio made it up to nearly 70 and then fell to 61. Now is at 57. Corpus Christi, we're still flirting with the 70s right now. So what we've seen is kind of our prefrontal trough actually moving through, and then the cold front's going to come in as our winds pick up. And so when we look at our wind gust right now across the coastal bend, this is a good indication of where the front is. Yeah, so Beeville, Mathis, you're starting to see your winds pick up strong out of the north. Their gusts are 28, 26 miles per hour. Sustained wind is going to be around 21 miles per hour in Beeville now. So this front is approaching San Patricio County as we speak. Our wind in Corpus Christi is going to get even stronger than it is now. So heading into the 10 o'clock hour between 10 and 11, our wind is really going to start to ramp up, and that's going to be that cold front passing through the region. Fog is going to improve as the winds continue to increase. So visibility is now at 4 miles through Corpus Christi, but check out Beeville, where the wind is now gusting 25 to 35 miles per hour. We now have our visibility in great shape. So that's the bonus of the high wind. But of course, the wind is expected to be strong, and that is expected to cause, some minor problems could be possible. I don't think this wind is really strong enough for me to say yes, we're definitely going to get power outages, but there is always a chance when we get some high winds that could blow some tree limbs around or things like that where power outages are going to be possible. We do have a high wind advisory in place. I'll get into that in just a second. I'm trying to load my wind speed graphic for you. And it's just circling like this. It's going do, 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 do. So technology, you forget your phone and then the work computer doesn't like you, it's just a Wednesday. So here's a look at that cold front that is going to move through. Heading into the 10 o'clock hour, we're not quite there yet, but our wind is starting to be sustained around 15 miles per hour in Corpus Christi by 11 and noon. So 11 a.m., 12 p.m. and then 2 p.m. we'll have those gusts 30 to 40 miles per hour through Corpus Christi. Still continuing through about 4 p.m. we start to lower the gusts by 6 p.m. So let's take a look at all of those watches, warnings, advisories, everything that we've got going on today. So we will start here. Again, it is loading so slow. Okay, so we still have our fog advisory in place. The National Weather Service has extended that. Originally, they were thinking until 9, but the actual front moving a little bit slower than the trough, but our winds are starting to pick up with that being said. But the marine fog layer is still expected through noon now. Then we have our wind advisory. I'm going to click all of these off and just go through them one at a time. So we have the fog through noon, marine fog at least through noon. Then we are going to have small craft advisory because of the wind, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's out in the Gulf. Our bays are under the small craft advisory as well, so we can click those off. think I have a graphic like this already saved, which would save some time, but this is the slow way. Dense. So this is our wind advisory. The wind advisory for areas on land are going to be through 3 p.m. So starting now, we are now under a wind advisory for Nueces County, San Patricio County, Aransas County, Refugio County, Bee County, Live Oak County, Jim Wells County, and Claver County, as well as Duval County and McMullen County. All of this area, even if we zoom out, you'll see more of Texas under the wind advisory, including San Antonio and Houston and portions of East Texas are all under a wind advisory. Our specific wind advisory for the coastal bend is until 3 p.m. So that's our wind advisory. Additionally, this wind is going to be gusting pretty strong out of the northeast. It is going to lower our humidity at the surface, which is one of the, not only does wind mix out the fog, but also it is drier air that's coming in at the surface. Now our mid to upper levels of the atmosphere, they're still going to have plenty of moisture, and also the way this front's coming in, it's creating its own set of rising air. So we're going to stay pretty cloudy behind this front, a little bit of that overrunning type of setup at play, but overall, yeah, expect clouds to stick around, and rain chances actually are going up Friday or Thursday and Friday. Now, it's not a big rain opportunity, don't get excited, but we are looking at slightly improved opportunity for rainfall on Thursday and Friday, where maybe we see some mist or some sprinkles, some showers. Mostly just a trace of rain is expected. So there's that wind advisory through 3 p.m. specifically for Nueces County. Yes, all of our counties are going to be through 3 p.m. I just wanted to clarify that before I started taking away the wind advisory. So all of this wind and the low humidity that I mentioned also puts us out of fire danger. So now that I've re-clicked this on, I put the fire weather on top. So we'll start there. Bee County is under that red flag warning or the fire weather warning. Now, starting now, all the way through 6 p.m. And so, like I mentioned, that's for the really strong northeast winds. Relative humidity is going to be about 20 to 30%, which boosts our fire danger. Temperatures on the warmer side now, but they will be cooler behind the front. And then just being wintertime, we do have dry shrubs. However, the good news is we're not in a drought right now. We don't have drought conditions when it comes to our soil. Obviously, our watershed, yes, our lake levels are low. We're in drought in that way, but the soil itself is not dealing with drought conditions right now. So that does help that our soil moisture is high when it comes to fire fighting capabilities and fire weather danger and so forth, but still the wind and the humidity are low enough for a fire weather warning to be issued. And basically anytime the wind seems extra gusty down here in the coastal bend, it's just unwise to burn anything, and so just do what you can to prevent wildfires. That includes, you know, not dragging chains and parking in tall grass and things like that. So any spark could quickly start a fire, and when the winds pick up, they're going to spread so easily. So let's go. I'm in my first weather right now with all of the currents taking place. Oh, temperatures. Let's look at our current temperatures. So Beeville is still only at 66 degrees right now, which isn't that cool. But that's about where the actual front is. You do see we have northerly winds already across the region. However, the strong winds, that surge of the cooler and drier air is up in Beeville. Let's see what our dew points are up there. So yeah, the dew point in Beeville has fallen to 43. So that being said, the temperature is going to start to fall. The dew point graphic is really showing off exactly where that front is. So Beeville, we've got the front. I'm going to draw it for you so you've got a picture of it. We're humid. That's 71. Well, that's why we've had fog. 71 is our temperature, dew point 71 also. But as I mentioned, our wind's starting to pick up. So at least at the surface, you see the flag blowing. It has shifted out of the north-northeast, but that's not the actual front here yet. But 71 degrees, that wind mixing the fog at the surface. We still have that low layer cloud misty type stuff hanging around with 100% relative humidity right now. That is crazy that our dew point is 71 right now. Watch what's going to happen to our dew points. I have the smiley faces. I'm debating changing it to the numbers. But I didn't. Well, I was going to draw the cold front also. We'll just have some fun. So here's the front, nice and obvious on the dew point map. Then we're going to add in the smiles. So our faces are going to get happy, but in reality, it's still going to be kind of cloudy and gloomy. So when I'm interpreting happy weather, I'm thinking dry, sunny conditions, but cloudy, gloomy, strong winds still sticking around into this afternoon. So not the best conditions, but not the worst either. And our humidity is going to drop. So that smile drops our humidity down into the 40s, and we're actually going to briefly kind of touch the 30s overnight as this front continues to push south. But the front is actually going to stall, and that's what's increasing our rain chances into Thursday and Friday. But this is just, I just love seeing like good color tables and front images play out. It makes me happy. So I'm going to look at it for a little bit longer. But as you see, we're humid and then we're not. So the front seems to be passing through everybody by about 2 p.m. Corpus Christi around noon may be when our dew point and our temperatures actually start to fall a bit based on this particular model. Let's see which one we're using. Okay, the background is her, which is what I'm drawing the front based on. And the little smiley faces are ICAST, so data I type in. And they're pretty much in agreement. So I'm happy with that. So next we'll look at the wind, because the wind is the bigger issue. Right now you still have time to secure any loose items, but it's gonna be blowing pretty hard throughout the day. We talked about that wind advisory. Here's the latest look on the Lex camera while I look for our wind future cast. But as you can see, 71 now. I do expect temperatures to fall around 10 degrees or so once the front does blow through, and you see the wind picking up 25 miles per hour out of the northeast. It is going to be windy today. I cannot emphasize that enough. If you're going to get one thing out of this, I hope that you get that it's going to be windy. And again, we don't have a lot of people watching on YouTube, but don't forget you can watch this on YouTube, right? So we are streaming not only on Facebook, but also on YouTube and on our Roku or on our 3 News Plus apps. So you can search KIII TV. Well, here's our little one way to download our phone app, KIIITV.com, but also we have got all kinds of fun stuff on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. If you just search for 3 News or KIII, you should be able to find that. Download that app and you can watch live updates like this one from your television. Additionally, you can watch it on the website, KIIITV.com. You can also watch it, like I mentioned, on YouTube. And YouTube right now is where I can see comments or questions, and I don't see any. So unfortunately, if you're just joining, I left my phone at home and I can't log into Facebook on this computer because I need my phone to log into Facebook. So it's one of those days. Right now, here's the look outside again. We're seeing the visibility, at least the fog, improving. It's really going to clear out. By the time we've got 25 mile per hour wind speeds, we'll have 10 miles of visibility, but we're gonna stay cloudy. We are definitely gonna stay cloudy. So next up on the list, the agenda, is going to be our wind gust forecast. So I'm going to need to adjust where the front is. This forecast I think is a little early just based on the current scenario. So I'm going to draw the new front behind this line a little bit. I think it will be through Corpus right about here. Is this her IBM? Okay, so this color contour, I could change the other thing, the numbers also, to a model that's doing a better job. Let's just do it. Wind gust. Her. Her is a weather model. It's HRRRR. It's one of our high resolution model datas or model sets. It does a really great job in the near short term at forecasting a lot of stuff. It does tend to overdo rainfall, but that's really my only complaint, my biggest complaint with the Her. So now we're using the Her numbers, which I think are playing out more in real life than the IBM, our in-house weather model that comes on this computer. And so that has the front passing through, or the wind speeds picking up right around noon in Corpus Christi. And then the front swings on through and we stay windy. So that wind advisory is through 6 p.m. And so even there at 7 p.m., we're still talking 20 to 30 mile per hour wind speeds, especially near our coastal water. And then conditions do improve overnight in terms of our windiness, our gust. They're not going to be quite as strong, but even on Thursday, it's not going to be a calm day. We're going to have winds out of the north still, which means our temperatures are going to stay cold, and those north winds are still going to be on the breezy side. So Thursday is going to feel rather chilly, y'all. Like, I don't know if you're ready for it, because you see 58, 59 for a high temperature on Thursday. You're like, that's not that bad, right? That's not that cold. But we're going to be cloudy and we're going to be windy. So it is going to feel much cooler than the air temperature. And there's not a great way to calculate that into mathematical format. The wind chill formula doesn't actually work until it is 50 degrees or below. And additionally, that formula even doesn't factor in, sunshine and how that affects how the air feels on our bodies as well. So just a fascinating little weather tidbit there for you. But overall, yes, it looks like for everyone that is questioning the arrival time of the strong winds, everyone from Mathis to Orange Grove to Freer and north of there, you've got 30 to 40 mile per hour winds right now as we speak. As this front pushes through, it's going to be Corpus Christi. Our winds gust up to 30, 35 miles per hour by lunchtime. So by noon. Then, as we head into the 1, 2 o'clock hour, everybody across the coastal bend will have 30 to 40 mile per hour gusts. It does look like once the front is passed through, it's more so 30 to 35 miles per hour. But regardless, it is going to be windy, y'all, and I hope you're ready for it. Now, let's check out. Here's our bigger picture, the Lone Star State image at least, that we have for Futurecast. As the front moves through, we don't have a lot of moisture already set up in place, so it's not tapping into a lot of moisture, unfortunately, even though our dew points are high. And that's not the only factor that plays into rain developing. So while we have a low chance for a spotty shower with this system, it doesn't look like we're going to see much in the way of rain. We do see that rain off to our west, though. And so one of the things, though, before we talk about rain, is one of the reasons why we're going to be so windy is the pressure is going to fall pretty fast behind this front. And so you see those white lines showing up. Those are lines of constant pressure. And the tighter those are, the windier it's going to be here. So we see those lines getting a little bit more distance between them by the time we head into Thursday. Then notice on Thursday, we have a chance of rain. That's as this area of low pressure is tracking to our north. But something else is actually happening to our south. And I started working on this on the other computer, but I didn't save it. So here we are. So as this front, this cold front. Okay, so once the cold front has moved through, we are actually going to see what's known as a coastal low developing. So here's the coastal low, and here's that front and how it's going to bend along the coast. And what essentially is going to happen is as this coastal low forms, as the front kind of weakens across the Gulf and the coastal low forms, this is going to kind of hang out in our area. And that's why one of the other reasons our rain chances are sticking around into the weekend, or at least into Thursday and Friday, has to do with this low that develops in the wake of that cold front, and at the same time, this upper level low passing to our north. So both of those items combined put us in a little bit of an unstable type of air mass where we're gonna stay cloudy, we're gonna stay gloomy. You can see that Interstate 35 corridor pretty much holding down the fort for cloud coverage as we head into Thursday. So throughout the day on Thursday, we're going to be dealing with that cloud coverage and a chance for a spotty shower thanks to instability associated with that coastal low and the upper level low moving through. Now Friday, it's still looking like we may still have that low trying to stick around in our area. Now, of course, some greater forcing, another low kind of developing further up on this stationary front and creating a lot of rainfall for southern Louisiana, well, really the New Orleans area, more so than all of southern Louisiana, and into portions of Florida, Alabama, and Mississippi there. So, the closer this area of low pressure stays to our coastline, the cooler our temperatures are going to be on Friday, which I'm not super confident in it being 50s, but we may stay in the mid 60s based on this low trying to hang out and not leave. The low gets a little bit of juice and starts getting some movement, it looks like. This is our longer range model now though, as we head into the weekend. And that's why our temperatures are gonna go back up over the weekend. So I haven't shown a lot of temperature graphics. I'm gonna circle back to that. But I would like to add, there is another disturbance, some more mid-level energy and also some coastal energy that does come into play on Monday. And so we could see a little bit, our rain chances are trending up for Monday and Tuesday. I'll talk more about that tomorrow morning on First Edition when I dive into those details a little deeper, because right now I'm just trying to get us through what was the foggy morning and then the windy conditions that we're going to see the rest of the day today. But if you're looking for some rain, next Tuesday morning may be better for you. Okay, temperatures, let's talk those. So right now, I did show this graphic earlier. Right now we're still gloomy. We're gonna stick with this picture, get used to it. Temperatures are likely going to fall, I think at least 5 degrees, but possibly up to 10 degrees once the front passes, and we will stay in the 60s throughout the day. Let's take a look at Futurecast. So this is our Futurecast model, and what you see is right there around 3 p.m. We're talking maybe low 70s, upper 60s, I think is a good call. And as the front passes through, there's that temperature drop. So Corpus Christi, I tweak. Beeville, you see a fall of about, I would say 5 degrees, and it stays steady there in the mid 60s. So I think that's a good city that's playing out close to well. I think maybe temperatures are about 2 degrees cooler than that in reality, 2 to 3 degrees cooler than that. And so I would drop everybody's temperatures by at least 2 to 5 degrees, except for Corpus Christi, because I put those in manually. But Yeah, I think that would be a good call. Once we get to 6 o'clock, everyone's pretty much on the same page. And then as we head into your Thursday morning, we're talking mid 50s. And look at this, temperatures really, because of the proximity of that coastal low that I just showed you, our temperatures really are not going to increase that much. We're going to stay gloomy. We're going to keep northerly winds. We're going to keep our moisture. And moisture essentially doesn't allow temperatures to warm up or cool down really efficiently. So I think we stay pretty much the same temperature in the low to mid 50s, possibly upper 50s all day long there on Thursday. So Thursday is going to be a cool day. Again, I emphasize that it's going to feel cooler than you expect, I think, because it's cloudy, it's gloomy, and it's breezy. Look, even at 9 p.m., the north wind is still about 13 miles per hour. So something I haven't done a great job forecasting today for specific timing is Run Club. So I do Run Clubs on Wednesday at 6 p.m. downtown, 65 degrees there, wind still sustained out of the northeast at 21 miles per hour. So it's going to feel chilly at Run Club as well. I don't think we're going to see much in the way of precipitation, but heading into Thursday morning, if you're planning a run, then there could be a few spotty showers, but Thursday evening, a little bit of an improved opportunity, and then heading into Friday, even more of an improved opportunity for Friday morning. So it looks like Thursday night into Friday morning, then the rain kind of tapers off during the day on Friday, but Thursday night into Friday morning, our best shot of rain. Temperatures are trending into the lower 50s by the time we're heading into Friday afternoon. So that's really what we're looking at. A lot of good stuff showing up there as well. And yeah, it's going to be chilly. So we'll just go ahead and end this on the 7-day. I'll make sure nobody is asking any questions on YouTube because, again, I don't have Facebook today, but you do see in your 7-day forecast, we'll make that big as we end this, that we've got a few showers, chilly, breezy conditions Thursday. I want you to know how chilly I'm going to feel on Thursday. And then as we continue into the weekend, we see temperatures rebounding back into the 70s and 80s as our southerly winds are returning. But we stay kind of in a gloomy pattern. Again, I'll talk more about that tomorrow on First Edition. But I hope everyone secured their outdoor items and your trash cans don't blow too far away today. And I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday, and yeah, don't blow away. I'm meteorologist Carly Smith for 3 News and First Edition. Have a wonderful day, y'all. Don't forget, this is how you can download our app or check